Welcome to Free Piano Lessons with Jay. I'm your instructor, Jay Johnson. And whether you're a beginner or just mostly a beginner, I guarantee this lesson will be worth every cent you paid or your money back. Guaranteed. Now, let's go learn some piano. Alright, boys and girls, before we get started, we have to establish a couple of rules. Rule number 1, never compare yourself against anyone else. You're you. Your ability is your ability. Don't say, oh, I'm as good as blah, 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 or I can play better than them, or they play better than me, or I'm no good. Just compare yourself against yourself last week. Did you improve a little bit? How about last year? Can you play better than you did last year? That's it. You compare yourself against how you did before. Rule number 2, don't listen to toxic people. If your sister or your cousin says, you're not a piano player, you're no good, you can't do it, don't listen to it. If it's negative self-talk, get it out of your head. Rule number 3, don't give up. Learning to play anything, any instrument, is a long process. You only get better over a long period of time with a lot of practice. Don't get discouraged, just keep practicing. You'll get better slowly over time. Alright, with that out of the way, let's get started. I'll keep lesson 1 kind of easy. I'll give you some easy exercises to do, some easy stuff to remember, and we'll get a little bit deeper in lesson 2. Ideally, to get started, you want to have a keyboard with 88 keys that are weighted. That means they're a little bit heavier, hard to push down, or access to a piano. Now, if you don't have that, you can still get started, but you want to try to get yourself an 88 key, that's a full set of keys, keyboard with weighted keys. Okay, let's get started. Grab a clipboard or some book or something to write on, and a piece of printer paper or a piece of scratch paper, and something to make a circle with. You can use a protractor, or if you got a lid or something round, and a pencil. Just draw yourself a circle, and then get yourself a straight edge. You can use another book if you don't have a straight edge, just the straight side of the book. And we're going to make 6 even lines through our circle. And then at the top, we're going to make a little C. If your keyboard has a headphone output, I recommend getting a good set of studio headphones, and that way you're kind of private. Nobody can really hear what you're doing because you got headphones on, and the quality of the sound is better in the headphones than it usually is coming out of a monitor or something. Okay, if you look at the key bed, you'll notice that there's a pattern. The black keys are arranged in sets of 2 and 3. So there's 2 black keys and 3 black keys, and 2 black keys and 3 black keys. That's how we're going to figure out where we're at on the keyboard. We're going to start in the middle of the keyboard with the note C. It's just left of the 2 black keys. So every time there's 2 black keys, the one on the left of that that's white is C. I want you to locate all the C notes on your keyboard. Every time there's 2 black keys, the white one to the left of those is C. I want you to practice using your thumb and your pinky on both hands on all the different C's. Now, each C note is 8 notes apart from the other C. That's called an octave. Octave meaning 8. There's 8 notes in between both of those C's. So put your pinky and your thumb on all the C's on your keyboard. Now, the only exception is if you only have one hand, and then you can't obviously use 2 hands. But otherwise, you want 2 hands on that keyboard. If you have 2 functioning hands, you want 2 hands doing something on the keyboard. You don't want to get in the habit of using one hand if you have 2 hands. So your homework for tonight is make your circle with your 6 lines through it, put a C at the top, and then practice hitting the different C's with your pinkies and thumbs. Memorize where that C note is, and we'll go on from there in lesson 2.